Hello and welcome! My name is Abhiroop and I'm absolutely thrilled you're here. Today we're embarking on a rather brilliant journey, a little trip back in time if you will. We're diving headfirst into the gloriously creative, wonderfully vintage and utterly captivating world of Shakespearean language. Forget dusty old books and impenetrable prose. We're going to uncover the living, breathing heart of the words that shaped so much of the English we speak today. It's a bit like finding a secret key to a whole new dimension of expression, one filled with passion, wit, and a touch of theatrical flair. Now you might be thinking, but that's all these and thous and wherefores, isn't it? What's that got to do with me? Well, that's the magic of it. The 30 words we're about to explore are genuinely timeless. They might sound a bit old-fashioned, but their meanings, their very essence, are as relevant now as they were on the stage of the Globe Theatre 400 years ago. They speak of love, anger, haste, and contemplation, the same stuff that fills our lives today. These words aren't just relics, they're powerful tools waiting to be rediscovered. So I invite you to join me. Let's pull back the curtain and discover the modern meanings behind these classic gems. We'll demystify the seemingly complex and reveal the simple, elegant truth of what the bard was really saying. By the end of this, you'll not only understand Shakespeare a little better, but you might just find a few new favourite words to sprinkle into your own conversations. Ready? Allons-y? This simply means soon or shortly. I'll be with you anon. Not a painting, but the old-fashioned way of saying, "Ah, thou art brilliant." Both mean you. Thou is the subject, thee is the object. Chapter 4. These are the old versions of your and yours. You might hear someone say, "Is this thy phone?" It's a bit like stepping back in time with our words, isn't it? Chapter 5. Now, here's a wonderfully dramatic word that simply means listen. You might exclaim, "Hark, do you hear that?" It's like adding a touch of theatre to our everyday listening. Chapter 6. This word means you would do something gladly or willingly. Imagine saying, "I would fain watch." It adds a certain charm, don't you think, to express eagerness in such a delightful way. Chapter 7. Prithee. Ah, what a delightful word. It's a polite and charming contraction of "I pray thee," which simply means please. Imagine someone putting their hands together in a polite, pleading gesture, and there you have it. Chapter 8. Beseech. This word carries a sense of urgency, as it means to beg or implore with great intensity. Picture this. "I beseech you, hear me out." It's the kind of plea that tugs at the heartstrings, isn't it? Chapter 9. Hi. Now here's a short, sharp word that means hurry or go quickly. You can almost see someone running in a comical, sped-up motion, just like in a silent film. It's a word full of energy and urgency. Fie! An exclamation of disapproval or disgust. Fie on you and your terrible puns! Zounds, a mild oath short for God's wounds. It's an exclamation of surprise or anger. Knave. Now that's a rather fantastic insult for a dishonest, roguish or unscrupulous man. So, choler means anger or wrath, and it's actually derived from the old theory of the four humours. You know, back in the day, people believed our emotions were all about these bodily fluids. Gadzooks is another great oath, and it's really just a minced version of God's hooks. People would use it to express surprise, sort of like saying, "Goodness me today." Sirrah is a way to address a man or boy, but, well, it's usually meant for someone of lower status. So, not exactly a compliment if you hear it. So, wench means a young woman, but you know, its tone can be either affectionate or, well, a bit derogatory. Coxcomb is just a perfect word for a vain, foolish, or conceited man. Basically a fop. Naught is such a simple and elegant word for nothing or zero. It amounts to naught, really. Famously, this means why, not where. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Means, why are you Romeo? The archaic form of do, used with thou. What dost thou think? This is the old second-person singular form of have. Thou hast my thanks. Quoth is just a wonderfully poetic way of saying said. You know, like in the famous line, quoth the raven, nevermore. Betwixt is a more lyrical and honestly interesting way of saying the word between. Wouldst is a combination of would and you. For example, what wouldst thou have me do now? Chapter 25, the second person past tense of have. If only thou hadst listened to me. Chapter 26, not about getting hitched, but a mild interjection meaning indeed or truly. Chapter 27, a beautifully personal phrase that simply means, it seems to me. Chapter 28, yonder, a wonderfully rustic word that means over there, usually while pointing. It's the sort of word that makes you want to gesture grandly towards the horizon, don't you think? Chapter 29, erstwhile, a sophisticated word meaning formerly or in the past. My erstwhile friend. There's something a bit poetic about it, isn't there? It gives a sense of time gently drifting by. Chapter 30, peradventure, a grand and formal way of saying perhaps, maybe, or by chance. It's a word that feels like it belongs in a tale of knights and quests, adding a dash of intrigue to any sentence. And there we have it. 30 fantastic, timeless words from the bard himself brought back to life. How brilliant was that? Language is this vast, beautiful, ever-changing thing, and dipping back into its history isn't just an academic exercise. It's fun. I genuinely encourage you to try and slip one of these into your day. Next time someone asks what you're up to, tell them you'll join them anon. Ask a friend, prithee, pass the salt. It adds a little spark, a touch of vintage flair, and connects us to a rich and wonderful creative heritage. Think of it as adding a new color to your palette. Why stick to the same old words when there's a whole treasure chest waiting to be opened? It makes conversation more playful, more interesting, and methinks a lot more memorable. So go on, be bold, be a bit theatrical. You're not just speaking, you're performing, and you're carrying on a tradition that is centuries old. It's a fantastic way to connect with the past while making your present a little more poetic. Thank you so much for joining me on this linguistic adventure. I had an absolutely wonderful time. If you enjoyed this journey through the world of words, please do consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more creative language explorations. Until next time, fare thee well.